Hi, Kristian. Hope this finds you well. I'm noticing right away that you missed your work set. So I'm on the squat. So we're probably going to want to keep the weight there for your next workout. Let's have a look at these. A little bit better camera, but I still can't see your feet. I do need to see your feet. Pretty good depth on that. Yep, that's the depth. Knees are out, belly's between your thighs, back angle is good, chin is down, and there's the hip drive. You want to keep your knees out there. Don't pull your knees back on the way up. Just keep your knees right there. That one was not quite as good on the depth. Depth is good on that one. Nice back angle. I think the depth is good. Oh, what the hell happened? Let's look at that one again. Good. Hips below the angle, although the whole thing's kind of at an angle. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for me, Kristian, with the whole thing's kind of tilted. So try and get your camera angles and shots a little bit better. The good thing to do would be to get your shots right during the warm-ups and get everything all set up. I think that's the depth. Hip drive looks really good. Yeah, that looks like it was heavy. All right. Let's look at this third set where it looks like there was a little bit of an issue. There's the camera angle I want. Okay, knee should be stopped by now, right? So you can see your knee here right against this red post, right? It shouldn't keep traveling forward on the way down. It should be stopped by now. And instead, everything that's moving should just be your hips. Now with the room sort of square, your depth is borderline. So I question your depth on that rep. Might be below parallel. I can't say for sure. I don't think it is. Drive hips. Good hip drive. That's exactly the way it should look on the way up. That one was a good one. Watching hips. And that one was also good. Very good depth on that one. Good. Okay. So on that one, Kristian, you just stopped. I can sort of see why, because you don't have safety bars. So you need to get a squat rack that has safety bars so you can feel confident about trying a really, really heavy rep. I think you had a fourth and a fifth one in you maybe, but you can't have the confidence to squat without a squat rack. So if there is one at your facility, that would be ideal to use, a squat rack with safety bar so that you can feel confident about going after the heavy weight. But we're going to leave this weight here next time and see if we can get you to 3 sets of 5. Let's look at your press. Grip might need to be a little bit narrower so that we can get parallel forearms at the bottom. Probably a little, tiny little bit narrower. Good. Now, what's happening here is you're starting the press off your shoulders at the beginning of the movement. What I want to happen is the 1-2, where first your hips go and the bar actually comes down onto your shoulders a little bit, and then you bounce out of the bottom. So once again, I'm going to refer you to that starting strength video on the press 2.0. It should be a 1-2 movement. So I really want you to look into that. Good top position from what I can see. If the bar is dragging you forward like that, means it's probably getting in front of you and is not close enough to your face on the way up. Looks like you made your deadlift set, so let's take a look at that. Okay, Kristian, I think your stance can be just a tiny bit narrower. Okay. Don't let your breath out at the top, Kristian. I want you to hold your breath at the top. Push, pull. Good. Okay, I need just a little bit more of a tight back. Look here. Your knees are poking forward in front of your elbows. That means that your hips are too high and the bar is too far forward. Your knees have traveled forward, the shins have pushed the bar forward, and your hips are too low. So if your knees are out in front of your elbows like this, it means your hips are too low. You need to raise your hips a little bit and bring the bar back onto your shins and pull it with higher hips. Let's watch what happens here. Okay, hips are too low, knees are too far forward. And as you start to pull, you need to engage your hamstrings so your hips come up. That's where they have to be at the start of the pull. Your knees come back, the bar comes back onto your shins. Your hips have to be that high at the start of the pull for things to work. I'm starting to hate YouTube a little bit. So when you start to pull, hips go up a little bit. That's probably about where your back angle should be. And then you need to hold it. So as you're pushing the floor away from you, you don't drive your hips up. You need to bring your chest up out of the hole. Don't turn it into a stiff-legged deadlift. Top position is nice. You can finish right here. This is the top of the deadlift. There's no need for you to lean it back any more than that. Yeah. Keep the bar in your legs, keep the legs on the bar. Starting with your hips too low, Kristian. And as you come up, the hips have to come up too to engage your hamstrings. So hips are a little bit too low, knees are a little bit too far forward, and the bar is a little bit too far away from the leg on these. So a couple of things to work on there. Keep your hips high, keep your knees just inside your elbows, keep the bar on your shins all the way up. So I'm going to go ahead into Fitbot and keep your weight the same for the next set of squats, but everything else will be advanced. Good job, and I'll see you in a couple of days.